Have you been diagnosed with nasal polyps? Contact Prism Clinical Research for more information about our nasal polyp study.
The Wild close out the weekend with a 5-2 win over the visiting Colorado Avalanche. It's time for Wild Breakaway, presented by Prism Research. With West Walls, I'm Audra Martin. The Minnesota Wild knew they were facing an opponent that was in the basement of the NHL, so not the toughest challenge they've had, but they also knew it was a prime opportunity to get their own game back on track. They did so tonight, a good team effort, a 5-2 win over Colorado.
Yeah, they took care of business, and they didn't waste any time. 5 minutes into the game, they had the Avs down 1-0. It wasn't a few minutes later the Wild scored to make it 2-0. So that's exactly how you want to take care of business when you're playing a team that's struggling like the Colorado Avalanche. They're a very fragile mental team right now. You want to get them behind the 8 ball early, and they start to have some doubts. And really, this game was there was no doubt the Wild were going to win it. Devan Dubnyk played outstanding as the game here went on. He made 30 of 32 saves, looked very, very sharp. So a big win here for the Wild.
Here's a look at tonight's final stats. As Wes just said, 30 saves for Devan Dubnyk. That's the 38th win of the season, a new franchise record for the Wild netminder. 1 for 2 on the power play for the Wild, and a perfect 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. That's now 3 straight games they have not given up a power play goal. Head coach was asked about his decision to give Devan Dubnyk 2 games off, and here was his response on his goaltender's performance.
The one thing that's, for the last 5 weeks or 6 weeks that's gone on is when we play a game, we haven't had a chance to fix it because the next day we have to prepare for the next game. And because there's never been more than one day where you could sit and analyze everything and then go over the mistakes in a practice of what's last game, because you're always looking, ahead to the next game. So it was good that he had those 3 days off, is what I'm basically saying.
So 3 games now stand between the Minnesota Wild and the postseason. It all starts with Tuesday's game against the Carolina Hurricanes, the home finale of the regular season. Another opportunity for the Wild to continue to build on the good things we've seen over the last couple of games.
Yeah, the 3 opponents that they're finishing with, the Wild, are obviously all on the outside looking in. So, it's going to be very important the Wild just, take care of business, continue to build their game like they mentioned. No bad habits, continue to stay with the structure, simplicity of their game, just like Charlie Coyle talked about in his interview about keeping the game as simple as they can through the neutral zone. Live for another day, get in on the forecheck, use their big, strong bodies, and see if they can keep this momentum going that they've got going right now.
Hopefully they can. Tuesday night against the Carolina Hurricanes. We look forward to seeing you then. In the meantime, for West Walls, I'm Audra Martin. Thanks for joining us on Wild Breakaway, presented by Prism Research.